Break out the drinking mugs, it's time for a night to remember. Unlike other Daedric quests, this one doesn't actually have a fixed location. You have to find Sam here, who's dressed in black robes, inside of an inn or a tavern. He'll almost always spawn inside the first inn you walk in after you reach level 14, and he'll stay there even if you enter other inns or wait a long time to find him. When you walk by Sam, he'll challenge you to a drinking contest in a passing dialogue, and this will actually mark the quest down in the miscellaneous section of your quest book, and you can locate him pretty easily with it. If you didn't get that dialogue, never really noted his location, and have no clue where he is, you kind of just have to retrace your steps. Try to start at inns where you're a lower level, or where you were recently if you're around level 14 or 15. During the drinking contest, Sam will cap out at 2 drinks, and you'll have a third. After the third, you'll be teleported, all the way to Markarth. A priestess of Dibella, Senna, will wake you up and chastise you for wrecking the temple in your bender, and ask for you to pick everything up. A lot of the following NPCs that you'll see have dialogue options for persuasion, bribery, intimidation. You can go ahead and try to roll them, but their tasks aren't too insane. Senna's here is just picking up some trash, which includes a note of repair supplies that you don't actually need for the quest. Maybe it was cut content. And once you pick everything up, you can talk to her and she'll give you information to progress the quest.
You did say something about Rorikstead. Maybe you should take a look there.
Off to Rorikstead it is. Unlike the teleportation to Markarth, we have to reach Rorikstead manually. You can either reach it by going east from Markarth, or by going west from Whiterun. Once you reach it, you'll find a farmer named Ennis, marked. He'll once again chastise you for what you did during your drunken stupor, and ask for you to go get his goat from a giant. The goat's actually just a short walk south of Rorikstead, and you don't need to fast travel for it. Once you find it, you'll see the quest marker on the goat, and you can talk to it to make it follow you. Just be ready because the giant will fight once you start talking to it and make the goat come. If you can't reasonably kill the giant, just talk to the goat and run away. You can eventually get far enough away that you can sneak and lose aggro, and the goat will still follow. The giant's not part of the quest for an objective, just the goat. And you can actually go pretty far with this. The goat has one of the best follower AI in the game, and will make it just about anywhere you go. Not that it's a long walk. Once the goat's followed you all the way to Ennis, talk to him again, and he'll point you to Ysolda in Whiterun. If you need help finding Whiterun, God help you. Ysolda will usually be around the market, sometimes up near Dragon's Reach, but once again, we'll go through the spiel of having possible dialogue options, or going to fix the wrong that we had in our drunken haze. Apparently, we need to go get our wedding ring from a fake fiancé we had. This is over at Witchmist Grove, south of Windhelm. Let's take a look at the blushing bride.
Darling, I've been waiting for you to return, to consummate our love.
Yeah, normally I'd be game, but we don't have a dialogue option to accept, so we have to kill Moira here, and grab the ring from her body. Once you grab the ring, head on back to Whiterun and talk to Ysolda.
Excellent.
She'll finally direct you to the final location of the quest, which is Morvunskar, a dungeon out east. It's actually not too far from Windhelm either, but we're going to finally see some intense combat. There are a lot of mages in this dungeon, and they have a pretty far detection range, so stealth is pretty difficult. When you approach, you'll draw aggro, Just be sure to mind that one trap in the first hallway that shoots fire, and try to rush the mages. This little outside section actually has a lot of tight walls and corners that you can kind of hide behind if you need to, and it shouldn't be too difficult of a fight. Just make sure the mages don't stack up and overwhelm you, and enjoy some ice running. In case you were wondering what the fire trap looked like, it's just 4 flames, most of which you can just kind of walk around. There's not too much loot on the outside other than what the conjurers have on their bodies, so let's head inside. Once inside, there will be a room off to the right where you can hear some mages talking. They'll be working a forge, so it's pretty easy to get the jump on them, as they both have to stand up and stop working the forge, and they don't have much armor. There's a skill book in the forge and some materials, but this dungeon actually doesn't have a lot of great loot. So when you're ready, head down the stairs, and proceed lower into the dungeon. The following section has a lot of powerful mages, and a little floor trap in the beginning that shoots flames all the way across to the wall. This can be useful if you need it for the fight, and you can kite back up the stairs if you need to as well. There is an insanely powerful mage at the top of the stairs on the throne. I usually find it prudent just to rush them, because they're the biggest threat. You'll notice that there's a portal right at the top of the stairs, and this is actually our quest objective. We're going to clear out the mages first, though. If you are having trouble with the fight, you can run up the stairs, then run back and try to get the mages to follow you and run back to the portal, and you can actually do this without fighting any of the mages. Portal at the top of the stairs, and if you want, the dungeon continues deeper. There's actually not a lot of great loot and just more difficult enemies, and the boss chest for the dungeon is right here. So if you want, loot the chest and proceed through the portal. You'll be teleported to the Misty Grove, which will just have a short little walk, and if you ever get lost, just follow the lanterns. It's an incredibly short path. You can't get lost. You'll come up on a party and find Sam.
You're here. I was beginning to think I thought you might not remember your first trip.
Sam will actually have some quick dialogue about how he's the Daedric Prince Sanguine, and he basically just wanted you to go out and have fun to get the staff. When you question who he is, he'll leave the staff with you, and then you can thank him, and it will end the quest. No unskippable dialogue from Sanguine here. Nice. Sanguine will teleport you back to where you first had the drinking contest with Sam, and you'll find the Sanguine Rose in your inventory. It summons a Daedra for a minute, which is really nice, especially at lower levels. With the Daedra summoned and the staff in our hands, A Night to Remember is complete.